Hello students. I'm going to be doing a series of self-care videos that you can do on your own or that your teacher can give to your class to work on at any time. So if the class is stressed, if you individually are stressed, you're able to have a tool to go to. So one series I'm going to do is around what's called EFT tapping or energy tapping, and it sounds kind of silly, but there's actually a lot of research that shows that when someone is hitting pressure points and thinking of something stressful, that their anxiety and stress dissipates to some degree and that their emotional state comes down. Because if your emotional state is way up here, you're not able to make smart choices. You might get angry at others. You might have a very short fuse. But if you're able to kind of bring those emotions down and be able to think through what's going on, you'll be able to find better solutions potentially, or just give yourself some ease. So there's a lot of studies. The biggest one that came out was around veterans who had been through traumatic acts and had PTSD, and they found that when using EFT tapping, their stress reduction was so significant that a lot of them were no longer showing PTSD symptoms. They didn't give a range in the study of exactly how long was needed, and that was just one study, but it's something to know, just so you can kind of go, okay, there's science behind this. It's not just like some sort of hippie stuff that someone's making up in their head. It's real stuff. Whether or not it works for you is a different story. So anyway, I'll kind of walk you through the basic practice of EFT tapping. The first part is you're going to have to think of something that really is stressing you out right now. And you'll want to think of what is the specific thing that's happening and what does it have to do with you. So you can't necessarily choose something like, my mom's really making me mad. But you could choose, I'm really mad that my mom yelled at me, if that makes sense. So you're picking something very specific that's happened and what it has to do with you, because you'll never be able to change what that person did in that event. But what you're really trying to work on is your own emotional reaction to what happened. And the tapping, I'll walk you through the pressure points of where those are in the body and how to tap through those. But number one, find something that's stressing you out. So I'll give you a quick second to kind of think that through. What is something that is stressing you out? And now with that something in your mind, give it a score from 1 to 10. 1 would be not that stressed, like it's the best thing I could come up with, but I'm feeling good overall. That would be a 1. A 10 would be, it's all I can think about and I can't think straight about it. Like, my mind is chaos over what's happening right now. So pick a score, 1 to 10, and just keep that in your mind. Now, while you're storing that in your mind, I'm going to kind of show you what the different tapping parts are, and then I'll walk you through how to actually do those. So for now, super simple, all you're going to do is tap right here on your hand, and just see what kind of spot works best for you. If you have nails, you may find that you want to do like more of kind of like a tap with your fingertips rather than kind of more on that nail side. But for some people, that actually might be more effective. Again, you're trying to hit pressure points that kind of cause the body to respond a little bit. So kind of figure out where that works for you. For some folks, it feels better to do like more of a karate chop. So you can do that. So that's going to be where we start. Then we're going to do another series right after that, and we're going to start with the forehead. Some people say, oh, you got to have balance. You got to do both hands, so you can do that. If you do one, it's still useful. So it's up to you what you want to do. So first is middle of the forehead. You'll kind of feel a divot there. And then you're going to go to your temples. As we know, the temples can be really sensitive, so only go and hit as hard as makes sense on your own body. The point isn't pain, but just to feel something. Then you're going to go your cheeks, then your top lip, then your chin, like right in this area, your chin. Then your clavicles. Now you can decide what works best for you. Some people do above, Some people do below. Some people don't want that sharp sensation, but they want to feel more of a tapping sensation versus like hitting those really sensitive points. So they'll do something like this. It really doesn't matter. Whatever works best for you. And then you're going to hit a point under your armpit. It's kind of like if you're a girl, it's where a bra strap would be. You could think of it like, so you have like the divot where your armpit is, and then there's maybe you give like 1 to 2 inches underneath. You'll feel it. Like it doesn't feel like a vague feeling. You'll feel kind of a sharp feeling. And you can do both if you want to. It doesn't really matter. And what it does is those tapping sensations help your brain, while you're thinking of something stressful, be distracted by something that's causing a physical sensation. There's a lot of other background and theory about how that works, but the idea is that your brain can't be responding to a physical feeling happening right now that's distracting and hold on to that emotional state. So it breaks that cycle. And so we do a series to help break that cycle. So we'll go ahead and actually practice some rounds and see how that feels. So again, you're starting here. And the first thing you're going to do, I'm going to make this vague just because I don't know what your situation is and we're not going to focus on something specific. So I'm just going to say, even though I feel this way right now, I genuinely love, respect, and honor myself. Even though I feel this way right now, I genuinely love, accept, and honor myself. Even though I feel this way, I genuinely love, accept, and honor myself. And if you're practicing lots of videos like this that you're seeing on YouTube, they'll use different words. Again, it doesn't matter. The point is just to have some positivity along with this negative thing that's happening. So once you feel like you've gotten it, you're kind of feeling your body just relax just a little bit, then you're going to go into the rest of the series. You don't need to say all of that all again. So when you go into the full series, you're just going to go, you can be specific. You can say like, the pain I'm feeling in my back. For me, right now, I'm just going to say this situation, and you'll know what I'm referring to because you know your situation is. So you're going to tap this situation. This situation. Oh, I mixed one, but that's okay. This situation. This situation. This situation. This situation. This situation. I forgot to mention the crown of the head, but that's one of the points. This situation. Then you're going to go through it again. We're going to do it 3 times for this video, but you can do it as long as you need. This situation. This situation. Missed it again. This situation. This situation. This situation. This situation. This situation. This situation. One last time. This situation. 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 And you're going to end at the top of your head. This situation. Now there's one last piece that has like the tapping part, which you're going to go back to here. Another option is right between your pinky and ring finger. That's kind of a sensitive spot, has a similar effect. You could do that. Doesn't matter. And now without saying anything, you're just going to tap until you feel some level of release. It could be that you find yourself taking just a natural sigh. It could be that your head just suddenly kind of clears. Whatever, maybe your shoulders just relaxed down. Like, oh, I didn't even notice they were all the way up there. Doesn't matter. That's what's the wonderful thing about this, is it whatever works for you. Like, honestly, the spots don't really matter. The words don't really matter. It's just the action of focusing on something that's troubling you and tapping. So we're going to say, for now, that's good. So what you would do, if you feel like you've had a relaxed moment, you're going to pause again and you're going to think to yourself, okay, that situation that was bothering me, thinking about that emotional piece and how much it's affecting me, is it a 1 or is it a 10? Or is it somewhere in between? You'll want to see a reduction. If you find that your emotionality is going up, maybe this isn't the right practice for you in general or today, and you'll want to do something different. But if it's gone down, then that shows a positive effect. Now, if you find that maybe you started at 10 and you're at a 4, maybe for you that's fine. You're like, I'm done. I don't need to do any more today. Maybe you get to a 4 and you're like, I would really like to let this go right now. At least for today. You might find yourself doing some more series until you really find yourself letting it go. You may also find when you're really focusing on a situation that's hard, even if it's a silly one, you might start crying. You might have you might just want to yell. Like, you might have some need for a release, and that's okay. Or you might not have that effect, and that's okay, dude. Just know that it may bring emotions up to be tapping and talking about something that's really affecting you. It gives you time to just sit with it. One other piece I'll throw out there, which I'm not going to go deep into today, but I'll probably do some more series that go a little bit more deeply into how to deal with specific issues. But if you really wanted to go through this longer and try to do some healing with it and not just one day, but you're working on something really hard, when you're doing your series and you're going through that flow, you can actually use some of your thoughts that are happening in your head in the moment. And you want to balance it with positive and negative. And you want to end on at least one positive statement. I think that's really important. So let's say the situation is my back really hurts today. I could be doing like, I'm really angry that my back can't feel good more often. If my back felt good more often, I would be able to do more. This really isn't fair. It could be worse. There are people who can't even move at all. I'm really glad I don't have that situation. But that doesn't change me being angry about how I feel right now, especially at my age. What's it going to feel like when I'm older? It doesn't help me to worry about that. My anger doesn't really help me, and it doesn't make me feel better. For today, I just want to let this go. But it's also okay if I do this whole series and I don't let it go. I'm still a good person even if I'm angry. I'm still a good person even if sometimes it feels like it's too much. I'm going to let go of my need to feel good for just right now and accept what's going on. So that's an example of how you could run through all of your thoughts, positive and negative, in with that positive one, just to kind of reinforce in your mind like a little bit of soothing, like it's going to be okay in the long run. We don't need to get out of control about this. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully that was helpful. If you really liked the tapping, I find that a lot of students find it soothing. I'm going to do more of those. So if you have certain things you really want to work on that you think are common for other students, let me know and I will go ahead and focus on some of those issues specifically. I'm also going to do some series around other ways of self-healing, but this is a pretty easy one that a lot of people find accessible. All right, everyone, have a great day.